Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Emily. I thought we'd change it up today, and I wanted to show you how I use an elegant writer, which is a calligraphy pen, but it is water soluble, so you can create some really cool effects with it, and I really wanted to show you how I use it. I'm going to draw this little cute mushroom guy. I'm going to show you two different examples. This is one, and it's really cool because as you wipe it with a paper towel or a napkin or whatever, you can get some really cool purples and like violets and everything. It's kind of hard to see, I guess, on camera. Really, really neat effects. And then also this gal here. So you can use it for any drawing that you might want to use. So I just want to show you those really quick. So they come in different nibs, which just means the higher the number, the fatter the nib goes. So 2.0, 2.5, and 3.0. There's other sizes too, but these are just the ones that I grabbed. So I'm going to give you an example of what we can do, kind of what it looks like. I'm going to be using my trusty Princeton Round, and I've got some water off to the side here, and you can run your brush right over that. It almost kind of turns into like a watercolor. Once you've activated it and used all the ink, you can't activate it again. And then you can let it dry. I'm going to let that one dry, and this one I'll kind of dab up a little bit. You can just take a paper towel and then dab it up a little bit, and then you'll get this really cool like purple color. Now I'm going to dry this really quick so I can show you kind of how I layer it, and then I'm going to get into the drawing. So then you can go back in. This is a 2.5. I mean, you can mix and match them depending on how big the area is that you're going to kind of fill in. But say I want it to be darker here, I can go back in and kind of add a little bit more, bring in some water, activate it again. And then if I want it to stay darker there, I'll kind of wipe off my brush, get it wet again, and then I can just kind of spread it out. So let's just dig right in to this cute little drawing. I'm going to go ahead and kind of pencil it in. I like to start with a line at the bottom of where I want it to be. I'm going to just lightly put the stem in so I can know kind of how tall I want that to be. And then I'll put another line where I want the top of the mushroom to be. This part is kind of an ellipsis, which just means it's like a flatter type of like circle, oval. As I've said previously, I don't love the ellipsis, but sometimes you just gotta do it. And then we build out from there. Again, I'm even just kind of holding my pencil sort of towards the back to just loosely sketch this in. This is just a fun little quick sketch, nothing realistic, just kind of having fun. I'm not even gonna put any of the details in yet or anything like that.
Wasting money on cures, forgot how to fix myself.
Little triangle for the bottom of the balloon. And then you can make them circular, oval, whatever you want. I just think a fat little circular balloon would be cute. And then I'm just going to draw in kind of a fluffy little cloud. And that's about it. Now I'm going to go in and trace my lines. And this is when you can kind of shore up what you want to do. It can still be sketchy at first. And then you can go in with a harder, kind of bolder outline.
They say that time is free. Then why?
And you don't have to outline everything all at once, actually. You can kind of break it down a little bit so that you don't get everything wet all at one time. So why don't we just start with the balloon? Got a paper towel over here so I can dab it off if I want to. And then I always have a paper towel in my hand. So I'm going to get a little bit of water on my brush. I don't want it super soaking, so I just kind of dab a little bit of that off. And then I'm going to go in. And I've kind of already worked out where I might want the shadows to be. I'm gonna kind of just stay along those lines around it and only kind of bring that color, the darkest color, out just a little bit, not all the way to the center.
Is it so precious? Oh, I'll save memories.
And then I can rinse my brush. I usually kind of dab it off so I can get any of the residue off of the brush. And then I can go in and just on the edge of where I stopped, anytime you think it's too heavy, you can just wipe off your brush, and then you can just carry right at the edge of where you've just created the color. And then we can take our paper towel and maybe just dab a few little areas so that we get that fun color in. And then if you want to keep it so it doesn't necessarily activate again, you can kind of take in a smaller brush and just kind of outline it one more time to kind of activate, and then wipe it off on a paper towel. I just keep getting it a little bit damp to make sure I'm activating that little outside line. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this little doodle down here. And then I'll darken that in later. And then I'm just going to kind of leave that alone, and I'm going to go ahead and go down to the mushroom. I'll go to the cloud after this dries. I'm going to go in with the 3 this time, just to kind of show you how the fatter line. Again, I'm just kind of doing it a little bit, just kind of lightly first.
Like Polaroids on walls, they remind
I'm going to make it a little bit darker over here.
you to look ahead.
And then I'm going to go in with some water.
Time is running out.
And I try to go with the directionality of whatever the subject matter is. I don't go back and forth necessarily, depending on, like I said, the directionality of the shape that I'm going for. And I kind of rinse my brush off. And then I'm going to carry some of that off to the other side. And then I rinse my brush. Now I just am picking up that little bit that I put down before, rinsing my brush, and then kind of carrying that over as well. And then I can dab just a little bit. That was too much, I think. And I'm just kind of going back, and I'm going that direction because it's the darkest. So I can kind of bring that darker part kind of that way. And like watercolor, you just kind of leave it to do what it's going to do. Can't really be finicky with it. I mean, that's the kind of the cool part of the Elegant Writer. Just letting it kind of chill. And again, after it dries, you can go back in and deepen any of the shadows or lines that you want to. So then I'll leave this little section alone for a minute and head down to the stem. I'll go in with the 2.5 this time, just to change it up a bit.
Polaroids on walls, they remind you to look ahead.
It got a little fatter than I wanted it to, or longer, I should say. So I'm going to kind of make it a little bit shorter than my pencil drawing. I'm going to shade it in a little bit on this side here, and a little bit more at the top. And then I'm going to go with my brush again.
Time is running out.
Dabbed it off, kind of rinsed it, and then I'm coming in with clean water and just kind of carrying it to the other side. And I'm kind of flicking my brush upwards to bring in a little bit of that darkness. And you just always kind of rinse your brush if you want it to be a lighter area.
What if my best days
And I'm going to go in with my number 3 round brush because I want a little bit more control up there at the top. And then it wasn't completely activated, so I'm going to take my brush again and just kind of bring some of that up into the underbelly. Rinse my brush and then kind of spread that out. I'll go in and darken this as well. And I'm going to go up to the cloud.
work is almost over, summer's getting closer.
For this, you can just kind of run the water across the whole cloud, activating all of those outer edges. And this would be a good one to kind of go in and dab a little bit of that off.
No time to be sober, sunshine on my shoulders. I'm alive and breathing, living my best life. Love is on my mind and it's making me high.
Just going in now to darken in and make some of those shadows just a little bit bolder. Always wiping my brush off if I want it to get lighter and lighter, so I'm not carrying any of the ink into a new area.
Staying in this moment, though it's hard sometimes, but I work it out every
putting this in to start creating a shadow underneath. Just dried it. So now you can decide if you want to outline it again, and you can use the Elegant Writer. Just remember that if it gets wet again, it will activate this. This is in a sketchbook, so I'm not really worried about that. You can also just go in with a fine liner if you want to do that. And you don't even have to outline it again if you don't want to. I'm going to outline just a little bit to deepen in some of those outlines, and then add back in any of the details I might have lost. And then you can even put in some more shadow lines, like a little cross hatching or something if you want. And you can draw in any more little details if you want to. Like I need to draw in the arm, which I forgot, the little arms, which I forgot about. So he can hold the little string. And then we can go in with Posca pens. Now, the Posca pens, like with white Posca pens, it'll disappear a little bit. So sometimes you have to go over it more than one time. I'll show you a little bit of the Posca pen, and then I'm going to show you the bleed proof white, which actually stands out a little bit more. And again, this will reactivate any of the Elegant Writer that hasn't been activated. And this is the bleed proof white. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm going to add a little bit of detail to the top of the mushroom.
Baby, don't break me. I'm living for the highlights, living for my dream. So baby, stay with me. I'm living for the highlights, living for our dream.
I just put in a little grass down here and some other little mushrooms. And then I got to put in the little face, which I think I'm going to go ahead and put in with the white so it stands out a little bit more.
When we touch, I forget how we met in the rush. Nothing's fake.
And there's our little doodle, little mushroom guy. So cute. So remember, you can follow me on Bluesky, which I will list my handle or whatever you want to call it in the description box. And you can tag me there with your drawings. And if you want to comment in this video, if you've used Elegant Writers before, I'd love to hear what you think of them. And if you use it this time, brand new, I'd love to know how you think of it as well. So thanks a lot for being here. And remember, I post every Wednesday. So I will see you next week. Thanks again for joining me.